Welcome back everyone for an epic rumble of a Cobra Kai Season 5 watch party. After the trailer, and with the new season around the corner, everyone is excited to see more of what this show does best. That special, personal, skin-on-skin contact that makes you closer to another person than ever before. Yeah, I'm talking about fighting. Yes, there's going to be a lot of big fights going on in the new season. Now, I already went over most of them in the previous video, but today I want to focus on what I believe may be the biggest fight of the season and maybe the series so far. I think the fight could very well be in the season finale, and it's going to involve Terry Silver's new group of senseis called The Fist. I also think this shot in the trailer is the very beginning of that fight. Now, to back up a little bit, before the trailer came out, Jon Hurwitz teased that it sets the tone without ruining the surprises. I believe this fight is one of the surprises he was referring to. Look at this shot. It's brief, but it tells a lot. All the senseis of The Fist break into a fighting stance with a yell. They're all looking at something behind the camera. It then cuts to a close-up of Sensei Kim, and she has a look on her face. I would say it's something like, "You dare come in here to fight us?" Also, look at Tyrone Woodley behind her. He has the most "it's clobberin' time" face you've ever seen in the series. Plus, the fact Hayden Schlossberg and Jon Hurwitz have talked about The Fist as a group to imply they are more than just background extras. They're both drawing attention to the group for a specific reason. Clearly, the idea of creating a team of badass Cobra Kai senseis called The Fist had a lot to do with it. They wouldn't go through all this work if they didn't have something special planned for them. And since this is Cobra Kai, you know exactly what they had planned. It's a fight, a big fight, a really big fight. We can tell that much just from this brief shot. So the question is, if this group is ready to throw down in a massive, huge fight, then who the heck are they fighting? I mean, they're all looking menacingly at the camera. So it stands to reason they are pissed. And while most of them seem to be looking straight ahead, Sensei Kim is looking to the side. Obviously, they're fighting more than one opponent, but who? The immediate guess would be the triumvirate of Daniel, Chosen, and Johnny. They each have a lot of power individually. When working together, maybe they could defeat The Fist. Plus, we know Johnny and Chosen pick a fight earlier in the season against some of the senseis. Could this be the rematch? The second wave of The Fist fighting? At least maybe. 7-on-3 is still really tough odds. I mean, yeah, Chosen is going to take on 6 senseis earlier in the season, but those are from lesser dojos. They aren't a match for him. The Fist is Cobra Kai. It'll take a lot of fighting power to confront them. More than normal, that's for sure. They need more. The team has to expand beyond just the big 3. Luckily, more fighters are available. Not just any fighters. They need to be winners. They need to be fighters with the skill and power to take on The Fist. First up is my personal favorite, Bobby Brown. Bobby was always a top fighter, almost as good as Johnny. He was even the All-Valley runner-up until it got retconned in Season 2. He's close to Johnny, so there's a connection there. If Johnny needs some extra kicking power, he is a friend he can go to. Plus, Ron Thomas in real life is still a martial artist, so he has the talent to pull off a great fight scene. One fun idea about Johnny bringing Bobby into this counter group to The Fist is it further crosses characters from different movies. Bobby and Chosen are completely separated from each other in the storyline. How would they get along is anyone's guess. It's a similar situation with Bobby and Daniel. Obviously, Bobby was one of Daniel's rivals in the original movie, but he was always the one with the biggest heart, so to speak. He tried to get Johnny to stop fighting. He didn't want to do that nasty jump kick to Daniel's knee. You can see how he turned out as a pastor. There's an interesting tidbit that somewhere when they were discussing ideas for Karate Kid 2, and it would still be in the school, that Bobby and Daniel were going to be friends after the fight. It's possible that they may know each other at least in some way. Either way, I've been dying to see Bobby in another fight, and I would love it if he was part of this showdown. It's still a little lopsided, so our team needs one more person. I'm going to go with Mike Barnes. Now, I'm not entirely sure how Barnes ends up with the rest of the group. I'm not going to worry about that so much. I just think it would make such an epic team. you have the original Daniel LaRusso with his villains from all 3 movies, Johnny Lawrence, Chosen Deguchi, and Mike Barnes. You throw in Bobby Brown for some good measure? You know what? Screw the Avengers. This is the team up you've been waiting for. Now this matchup would be 7 against 5. Hardly seems fair. But I think Daniel will show them some mercy. And take a moment to imagine what a fight like this would be. It's not the kids this time. It's the adults in a full-on massive fight. It could have all the craziness of the house fight, but with some of the top fighters in the valley. You can expect Topanga Karate Dojo to take a beating as hard as any person there. Broken mirrors, windows, smashed furniture, ripped mats, these are all common results of a massive dojo brawl. Now it's also fair to ask, why are they fighting? It's gotta be more than just some beef, right? Like, the kids keep getting into fights mostly out of bad timing and teenage squabbles. You would expect if the adults are getting into a massive rumble, there's gonna be some explanation behind it. The closest example we have is the fight in the dojo in season 3. That started because Johnny and Daniel both drove down there after finding out Cobra Kai attacked their kids for some reason. The kids' fight didn't make a whole lot of sense, but certainly the adults here made sense. But the core of it is the adults are fighting because of what happened to the kids. I assume in broad strokes that will be part of the motivation for this showdown. I mean, otherwise it's hard to justify a team of Earth's mightiest heroes strolling into the dojo looking for a fight. So what's going on with the kids? I don't quite know. I do think it is about the Fist, however. They're here looking for this group. They're not looking for Terry Silver. So then, what kind of shenanigans are the Fist getting up to? Shenanigans that are so bad someone needs to put a stop to it. Well, considering how the song Once Upon a Time in the Valley plays during Kim Da-eun's entrance, and that song is basically a homage to westerns, I think that is a hint of how this will all play out. Think of it as like an old western. Sensei Kim is the outlaw and has a band of henchmen. They've been terrorizing the town for a while, doing what they want, taking what they want. They even have a bandit name. People have come to call them the Fist. For a while, everyone tried to look the other way. Maybe if they left well enough alone, it would all stop. But that only encouraged the bandits. They took more and more. They are crueler and crueler. Eventually, the sheriff rides back into town. He needs some help. He has with him a few trusted deputies and a few hired gunslingers. They're gonna put an end to the lawlessness and restore order. Yeah, basically I think a big portion of season 5, especially the stuff with Kim Da-eun and the Fist, will play out like a karate western. The Fist is like the band of outlaws. Kim Da-eun is their leader. Daniel, I suppose, is the sheriff. Johnny and Chosen are the deputies. Bobby Brown and Mike Barnes are the hired gunslingers. It really does have it all. I'm guessing this would be the last episode. Certainly a fight of this scale would be in the last episode. We also know John Hurwitz described the finale as insanity, and frankly a fight of this scale would qualify as such. So brush up on your westerns, cause we're fixin' on an old style karate shootout. And if you're curious what's going on with Terry Silver during all this, be sure you're subscribed. I'm covering that soon. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next watch party.